Sup everyone, it's Text206 and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about my opinions of the new Hisuian forms and the Hisuian Pokemon in Pokemon Legends Arceus. Now, if you haven't played the game yet or haven't seen the game at all yet, make sure to leave. This is a not spoiler-free zone. Go leave right now. Go play the game or watch someone's playthrough of it, however you want to experience it. And if you want, you can come back here and you can listen to my opinion on all of these new Pokemon. So, without further ado, let's jump in to this video. Oh, looks like I'm just for the occasion. Great. First off, at least in the chronological order, let's go. Typhlosion. I mean, it's okay. It basically just turned a bit purple. Its design's a bit weird, and it looks like it smoked some Hisuian dope. But its flames are pretty neat, and I do like its new signature move, which is kind of busty. It's basically Hex, but it can also burn. That's kind of nuts. So yeah, I'll give it a 7.5. Pretty good, but they did its shiny pretty crap. Next up is Hisuian Samurott, which is the one I chose for my playthrough. You know, they changed it enough to where at least they can convey it's a dark type. And I like the new shell's design. I like how it's at least a little bit more pointy. I guess you could say it's a more edgier Samurott. And that's basically what it is. And I think it's a bit more slimmer than normal Samurott. At least I think so. At least on first glance when I'm looking at the models compared to my memory of what Samurott looks like. Yeah, also, fun fact, when you use Agile Style or Strong Style with it, it goes grass-eyed. And that's my favorite part about it. He's just gone mad, digging in more into that dark type. So yeah, I'm gonna give it 7.5 just because of the bias that I, used the Pokemon on my team. Next up, we got the last of the starters, the Hisuian Decidueye. I know I'm saying it wrong. I'm doing it on purpose just to trigger everyone. I know it's Decidueye, but I'm only doing this to trigger people. So, Decidueye. I mean, he's basically another Blaziken. And I don't mind it. I think, like, visually, the one that changed the most, and I like it for it. He do kicks now. It's grass fighting type, so I give this one a 7 out of 10. It's basically just a grass type Blaziken, now that I look at it. But you know, it's nice. I like its straw hat though. I think they did a pretty good job with all of them. 7s across the board besides Hisuian Samurott, because I used it on my team and I love when it goes cross-eyed when it's using an agile or strong style move. Next one you ought to counter would probably be Weirdeer, and Weirdeer is a decently good design. A great expansion upon Stantler. He looks like a goat now, not that goat, the greatest of all time goat, that kind of goat. And it being the rideable Pokemon, like the bike of this region, I've grown more attached to it than I probably should. This guy's literally Skyrim Deer. A solid 7 out of 10 for Weirdeer, and if I didn't use Porygon on my team, Porygon Z, I would probably have used Weirdeer. Next up is Cleaver. Why is everyone clapping up Cleaver's design? I mean, it's supposed to be a primitive Scyther evolution. What do you expect? And I mean, like, I like how it's like when it puts its two arms together, it becomes one whole axe, and it's the evolution item to evolve Scyther into Cleaver literally looks like a stone axe. So, you know what? The evolution stone to Cleaver at least makes sense, and it's shiny, makes it look more bug type, and I love its signature move with Stone Axe being a high critting rock type move. I say 7.5. Cleaver's underrated. The only odd thing about it is it's the beak. That's the only thing I really gotta say that's the odd thing about it. Besides, I did a pretty good job with this Scyther primitive evolution. Now we move on to the Mirelands, and the next one you'll probably meet next would be Hisuian Sliggoo and Hisuian Guja, and I love them. They're so freaking adorable, especially Guja. I feel so bad that it looks so depressed. You could barely even see that. It's still smiling. Guja's still smiling, but both of them just look like they're smoked Hisuian dope. And that's not the reason why they're like that. They're just really tired from carrying around that heavy-ass shell everywhere they're going. And, yeah, I used it on my team. I loved it to bits. I love how when it attacks, it goes into the shell, and then when it's resting outside of its Pokeball, it's just rocking back and forth in its little shell with its arms out and his head poking out. And he's just like, yep, this is my rocking chair. Yeah, so I give Hisuian Guja an 8, and I give Hisuian Sliggoo a 7.5, mainly because it's basically Sliggoo in a huge-ass shell. which is alright. There's not much we can really do with that, but, and then there's also Hisuian Gudra. It's basically its tail just hugely curled up, and it's made a shell this time around. Next up on the list is Ursuluna. Now, Ursuluna is a welcome evolution to the Ursaring line. I mean, they did it justice. I mean, like, I thought if it got an evolution, it would be too busted, but you know, it's not too bad. Its HP is crazy, but everyone's HP is crazy in these games. The new typing, ground normal, very neat, and I love how it's like the item finder of this game, and every time it digs up something, it celebrates, even though it's a bit annoying that it does that. Though, it gives more personality to the Pokemon, and that's why I'm gonna give it an 8. Next up is Hisuian Lilligant, and I mean, they literally just took Unova Lilligant, took off the dress, gave it dancing shoes, and turned its tiara orange to pink. And they changed its face slightly, rearranged its face slightly to be a bit bigger, and that's pretty much about it. I mean, it's a welcome addition. I give it like a 5 out of 10. It's not too bad. I mean, it could be better. It's not the way I thought it would go. But you know what? Welcome addition. It doesn't seem too out of a Hisui. Now we're going to the coastlands, and the first one you're most likely going to find is the Growlithe line. I love Growlithe to bits since we first saw it. He's a cute, fluffy boy, and I want to protect him with my life. But his evolution, Hisuian Arcanine, they surprised me with this evolution. I did not expect its fur to go darker. I thought it was going to be the same color. No, it went darker. And I mean, they just made Arcanine look more badass. And they gave it fire type Outrage, but it's a little bit weaker compared to normal Outrage. Both of them 8.5 out of 10. They're really great designs. I love what they did for Arcanine, even though they kind of scuffed it with its typing. Probably should have threaded apart Steel. Next up is the new form of Basculin, which is white stripe form. I mean, his mouth is just open and he has white stripe instead. I mean, okay, we got a new Basculin form. It's just a white stripe. Okay, fine by me. Or at least they didn't go the generic yellow stripe. But then we go into Basculegion. They gave Basculin a very good evolution. I mean, like, they even gave it 2 new forms as well in its evolution, and a male and a female, and I prefer the female one just because they give a female one a beard. And the beard is a bit odd on the female, but you know what? Fine. It's fine. It's a surprise addition to it. And, yeah, the female's more special, and the red one's more physical. In turn, I like them both. 8 out of 10. Solid, and I love how they look like some sort of barracuda salmon. Really nice. Next up on the list is Hisuian Quill Fish. I love this baby. I mean, like, his evolution. This one, it's just edgy Quill Fish. I mean, he went emo, and that's totally fine, so I'm just gonna give it, I think, a 6. It's decent. It's basically just Quill Fish, but he's no longer water. He's a Skunk Tank and Drapion type. Then we go into its new evolution, which is so obscure. You have to use Barbarage 20 times in Strong Style. There was no way I was gonna get that. Overquill, very creative name. I like the name, Overquill, and they finally give Quill Fish its long-lost evolution of Numpluff freaking to Overquill. It's Numpluff 2.0. It's like such huge-ass spikes. And it's like a big sea urchin water mine pufferfish. I love how his freaking quills are also part of his eyebrows, too. I love that little hint of detail. So, yeah, for Overquill, I give you an 8. All the new original ones have been bangers so far. So far. Oh, God, why did I say that? Oh boy, Mountain Coronet Highlands time! Oh boy, okay, what are we gonna talk about first? I guess the one that you're probably gonna most likely find first is Hisuian Sneasel, which is, I think, is a really great Hisuian form. I give that thing a 7 out of 10 straight up. It's pretty similar to Sneasel, but it's at least different enough. And the type changes, what the hell? A total 180. What the heck? It's a freaking poison fighting type. We already got Toxicroak. I mean, it would have probably made more sense because of its evolution. It could have probably been a rock fighting or a poison rock. The only other one we have a poison rock is Nihilego, so to have an actual Pokemon that's not an Ultra Beast or legendary have that typing would have been pretty neat, even though it was probably died of ground type moves even quicker than it already does now. So yeah, that's basically my opinion on the Hisuian Sneasel. Now let's go to its evolution. Oh, what the heck? I mean, alright, look, Sneasler, buddy, not to crap on you, but you're basically just a taller Sneasel. I mean, it could be worse. The saving grace is that it's just the rock climbing Pokemon. I mean, its signature move is pretty not cool. I guess it can paralyze, poison, or put to sleep, and it lands crits easilier, Sneasler. Yeah. Let's just move on. It's a 4 out of 10. It's a 4 out of 10. I mean, it's welcome in Hisui. I wouldn't want to see it gone because rock climbing would probably wouldn't be the same. But like, okay, next up is the boy Voltorb. Hisuian Voltorb. It's basically Voltorb, but he's got brows. He's my favorite type combo. Grass Electric. 6 out of 10, decent enough. At least it's different enough from base Voltorb, and I still love him. And I use them on my team, and I love him for it. Hisuian Electrode, and I mean, it's just Hisuian Electrode. Not much there, just besides, I think his face is painted on. Like, not his face, I mean like his mouth is painted on. Because in the statues for it, in the Temple of Sinnoh, it's got no mouth. So I'm thinking its evolution's mouth is literally painted on. It's pretty much the same. I'll give it a 6.5. No, I'll give it a 7. Just because of that Noble fight was freaking hectic, and I loved that one. That was probably like my favorite Noble fight. Alright, now to the Alabaster Icelands, and I'm just saying that, what a name to name that place. That word sounds a whole lot like Baster. Someone could slip and literally accidentally say that word, you know. Hisuian Braviary. I like it. It's decent enough. It's different enough from Braviary, even though the whole point of Braviary was America. But, yeah, it's basically Lugia and Xatu type and Sigilith type. Nothing too different. And its signature move Esper Ring's pretty neat. And I love its shine. It's freaking pure black. And also, he's really fluffy. His head's very fluffy, and I just want to pat him for eternity. So I give him a 6.5. He's decent enough. He's welcome here. I feel like he fits in this land. Next one, Avalon. What the frick? I mean, like, it's an improvement. Okay, from base Avalon, it's an improvement. You have to at least say that it's somewhat of an improvement from base Avalon, design-wise. Type-wise, you made it even worse. You made it even worse. How could you make its typing worse? I mean, it's ice type. Slap it on anything, you technically make it worse. In the defensive department. Offensive department, you make it really good too. It's literally just a coffee table with big tusks now. And I don't know why people say that its shiny is good. Why is that a good shiny? Can someone tell me, please? I don't understand. I would like someone to explain to me, because then maybe I could appreciate it more. So right now, you're 4 out of 10. You're 4 out of 10. Heyo, Future Text 206 here. Dum forgot about Hisuian Zoroark and Zoroark. How can I forget about one of the best designs and forms of the game? I don't know. Maybe because there were only 2 in the Icelands. So, yeah, that's probably why it slipped my mind. But overall, I give them both 8 out of 10. I love that they're the first ones to represent the ghost in normal typing, and they're literally reincarnated souls that are made out of pure malice and hatred. Yes, I said hatred. So yeah, 8 out of 10s. But now let's get to the juicy part. Okay, it's time for probably one of the most controversial opinions that I'm about to give right now. Again, last minute for spoilers. Leave now, or forever hold your peace. You're never gonna experience the end of the game the same way again, trust me. Dialga Origin Form and Poledoo Origin Form. Yeah, those two. And no, they are not Lord. Who the hell, when they leaked the thing, said these are Lord forms? They're not Lord. They're Origin forms. Stop it. Stop calling them Lord forms. They're Origin forms. Stop it. Who the hell thought it was funny to say, oh yeah, it's Lord form. It's not Origin form. Yeah. Who thought that was funny? This could be probably my most controversial freaking opinion. But I'm giving Dialga Origin and Palkia Origin a 10 out of 10. What? What the fuck? Yeah, I'm giving them 10 out of 10. I fucking love these things. I love these things so much. I love them from so bad. And you know why? You know why I like them? Because they're weird. They're freaking weird. They're so odd. They look like an Arceus fused with them. And that's crazy. and I love it. Palkia looks like Pegasus. He looks like a Pegasus. And Dialga looks like he's got a nuclear warhead in his throat with 2 Metagross legs. I freaking love it, man. The reason why I like them being weird is because you would expect something that's the god of time, the god of space, beyond human comprehension. Something that's so unearthly, so alien-like that our minds couldn't comprehend. This is a step in the right direction. This looks a bit more like an eldritch, weird entity that you wouldn't, the human mind can't comprehend. For that reason, that's why I like them. They feel more like Ultra Beasts now, which is great, because they should be. They're the gods of time and space, for crying out loud. Before, they were literally Time Giraffe and PP Space Dragon. Sorry, Palkia, I'm not trying to crap on you. I still like you, bro.
If you keep fighting, I'll send you to the Startion world. Shut up, dick face.
That's why I love these things. These are a 10 out of 10 designs in my book. At first, I was like, what the hell? Yeah, that's my opinion on them. 10 out of 10. I freaking love them. Now that we got probably the most controversial opinion out of the way, the only new legendary, technically, in this game, and that's Enamorus. The lost 4th genie of the Weather Trio. It's now the Weather Quadrio? I don't know. The Weather Group. I'll just call it the Weather Group. And I mean, Enamorus is the only female out of the 3 brothers. It's supposed to be the heralder of spring or whatnot. It's supposed to bring in spring. I thought one of the legendary Kanto birds were supposed to be like that, but I guess not. And it has a snake for its tail thingy. Clever. And then we go on to its Therian form, which is a turtle. It's a turtle. And I actually like how the snake wraps around, making it look like a turtle shell. I like that part. That part's probably the best part for Enamorus Therian form for me. But I'm starting to see a pattern that I'm not too sure I like. The Swords of Justice used to be a trio. Then Keldeo came around. Then it was quad trio. The Weather Trio used to be a trio. Until Enamorus came around, it became a quadrio. I don't know about you, but if they pick a Legends Arceus Kurum, I swear, if they introduce another Pokemon to Reshiram, Kurum, and Zekrom, I'm gonna lose it. Yeah, so Enamorus, what's my take on it? I say I like it. It's good enough. I give Enamorus, I give it a 5 out of 10. It's alright. It's a welcome Pokemon to the Weather Trio, now Weather Quadrio or Group or whatever you want to call it. And Enamorus is staying form, I give it a 6.5. I like it a bit more because I personally like turtles. But wait, there's one more.
What?
You thought that you would go through this whole thing and didn't think I was going to mention the one new thing about Arceus. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's freaking right. He technically has one more new form. I debated all of you. And that is Legend Form Arceus. Yeah, Legend Form Arceus, which looks exactly the same as normal Arceus. Okay, look, okay? Once you beat Arceus, he gives you the Legendary Blade. Use it on Arceus. It basically makes it to where anytime he uses Judgment, he turns into the type that's the most super effective against the target. So as soon as he uses Judgment, he turns into that type. And that is busted. You didn't think Arceus was busted before. Now he's truly busted because he can turn into your worst nightmare of a type. Holy crap. Yeah, with that, that's the tier list, guys. That's my tier list on all the Pokemon. And oh yeah, I didn't rate Arceus. Design-wise, 0 out of 10. Literally does not look like any... It looks exactly like the same as normal Arceus. But 10 out of 10 in the creativity department, I could say. It's 10 out of 10 creativity, 10 out of 10 on design. I mean, 0 out of 10 on design, and 10 out of 10 on creativity. But yeah, I would like to thank you all so much for watching this video. Let me know what your opinion is on all these new Pokemon down in the comments below. And roast me about how I think these time, space, legendary, these origin forms for Dialga, Palkia are god tier. Roast me. I want to see me being roasted right now because I know people are going to roast me for it. So thank you all so much for watching. Without further ado, have a good time gaming, guys. Peace out. Have an awesome day. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.